If you have given birth during a vaginal delivery and you've been told that your baby has suffered a brain injury, but in your mind, your baby looks okay, should you have follow-up questions for your doctor? Want to know what I'm getting at here? Stay with me as I share with you this very important information. Hello, I'm Marcus Boston, and I'm a childbirth injury and medical malpractice attorney practicing law here in the state of Maryland, and I would like to talk with you today about a conversation that I had with a father, and this father had contacted my office because he had delayed looking at some certain things in regards to his baby because his baby looked okay, and because everything looked okay, he did not ask certain questions of his doctors, of the baby's doctors, even though during labor and delivery, they were told that their baby had suffered a brain injury. And so for the purpose of today's video is to help you understand from a medical legal standpoint some of the things that you want to be on the lookout for, or is it okay to still ask your doctors questions in regards to what your baby may be dealing with into the future. And so the quick answer, the short answer is that yes, no matter if your baby looks fine, but you've been informed that your baby has suffered a brain injury, you should still be asking questions of your doctors, and you should be still wanting to know about certain treatments and certain things that may be available in regards to a current diagnosis and treatments following that diagnosis. So the thing is that you got to remember that when babies are born, every day they're a bundle of joy, as people say, and they may look fine early on, but it's not until some time passes where you may be able to then notice that there are certain things that have crept up in regards to your baby's development. So the fact that your baby just looks okay, but the baby has, let's say for example, had to be resuscitated, had to spend a lot of time in the NICU, had to have hypothermia treatment, suffered from seizures and a lot of these other things, that if this is going on, you still want to follow up with your doctors. It's not enough just to say, well, baby looks fine, so I don't have to ask anything. I don't have to do anything further because my baby right now looks fine. In a lot of cases, what can happen is, depending on what area of the brain has been injured, you will not see you won't see the manifestation of the injury until a little bit down the line. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, talking about neonatal milestones. As the baby begins to develop, are they hitting certain milestones? Are certain things happening? Are your baby crawling? Or your baby being able to notice certain things? Is your baby being able to eat? Or do they need a feeding tube and certain things? So the purpose of today's video is to help you understand that as a parent, it is okay to continue to ask questions. It is okay to get second opinions if you feel that that is necessary in regards to your baby's current diagnosis and certain treatment options that are into the future. This is an area of law that we practice, and we speak with families in regards to injuries that have happened at birth, and a lot of times parents they're not sure what has caused this. The doctors or the hospital may be telling them that, oh, it's genetic. It was all genetic. It was genetic. And then when they go ahead and they move further out, or they talk with other doctors, they get other opinions, they speak with an attorney, they begin to then realize that no, this was not necessarily genetic. This was something that happened during labor and delivery. Maybe the doctors and the nurses, they failed to monitor the electronic fetal heart monitor. They failed to be able to diagnose your child's fetal distress, and they failed to treat that fetal distress. Maybe they should have moved to an emergency C-section. They failed to move to that emergency C-section. And because they failed to move to the emergency C-section in a timely manner, for example, baby has suffered a brain injury. So the purpose of today's video, just bringing this all full circle, is to just let you know that just looking at your baby, that may not be enough. You should go ahead and continue to advocate for your child. You should go ahead and continue to speak with doctors till you are satisfied as to the answers that they're giving you in regards to treatment and diagnosis. Now, before I get out of here, I want to make sure that you understand that not all instances, like what I mentioned earlier in the video, in regards to genetics and things like that, Sometimes there's going to be issues in regards to babies developing injuries because of developmental issues. Sometimes that is the case, but that's not always the case. Sometimes it is the fault of the doctors or the labor and delivery nurse or the hospital. So, if you are in this boat right now, you would just want to speak with someone about what your options may be going into the future. This is what I invite you to do. And remember, taking this next action, it costs you absolutely nothing. And what is that action? Pick up the phone and give me a call. I can be reached at 301-850-4832. You could also reach me toll free at 1-833-4BABY-HELP. You could also reach me through email, medicalinjury@bostonlawllc.com. We talk with families all the time about birth trauma, about birth injuries, brain injuries, cerebral palsy, HIE, a whole host of issues we talk with parents about. This is what we do. And I'll be happy to take some time and listen to your family story. All right, that's going to be it for today's quick educational video. Again, I'm Marcus Boston, and I'm one of the childbirth injury and medical malpractice attorneys practicing law here at Boston Law Group, LLC. We will see you next time. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day.